it's Julie here at Portfolio. Just catching up with you over the summer. We've been off school. I say we've been off school. I've got children, a daughter, so I've been taking the foot off the gas a little bit. So I've not been doing these Facebook Lives as regularly, if at all. We've been on holiday, so things have been a little bit more relaxed, and so yes, I've not been quite so present. But what I wanted to just jump into the page here, just to say to you, well, just to see how you're feeling. If you're in Scotland, I say you've been off school for some time now, and you'll be waiting on your results from exams next week. If you're elsewhere in the UK, in England, you'll be the following week. If you're international students, who knows, I'm not quite sure when you hear exam results. But have you got a backup plan is what I'm wondering. You know, we all have these great intentions and we get conditional offers. A conditional offer is something that you get an offer based on the fact that you may get 2 A's and 2 B's if you're applying to Edinburgh College of Art or Glasgow School of Art. So basically your conditional offer is on the condition that you meet the entrance requirements. So some of you may be feeling a bit concerned that you may not get the conditions, you may not get those results. So what I wanted to ask you and just talk to you a little bit about is, have you got a backup plan? What are you going to do if you don't get those grades? Because the further education colleges in Scotland locally, I know Edinburgh College and West Lothian College are putting out kind of calls for very, very sort of final last minute places at the colleges. So if you're thinking about, if you don't get in to the degree this year, then you might want to do a foundation course or an HNC. But you need to make sure that you're thinking about that, and I would do that sooner rather than later. I understand from a former colleague at West Lothian College, that there's only one place left on the HNC Contemporary Art Practice at West Lothian College. So there may be very few places left on many of the courses, and you don't want to end up in a situation where you're having to take a year out, being forced to take a year out, having to work, because it is quite difficult to get the momentum back again to make an application next year if you're working, if your time and focus is elsewhere. So I wanted to just say that to you, have a look about. If you're feeling a bit unsure about the results that you might get, then plan ahead, take a look at the colleges. But when you're looking at the courses at the colleges, you also want to have a think about, what's your long-term goal? Are you using a course at college to be a stepping stone to a university place? And if you are, you need to be careful about how you approach that. If you're applying for a foundation course, so if that's a diploma in foundation studies in art and design, you're basically getting yourself onto a course that is the equivalent of a first year course degree in Scotland. So if you do complete a foundation course this year at one of the further education colleges, you'll be qualified to get into second year at the Scottish schools. And you do want to be a bit careful here when you do your UCAS application next year, is that places like, Edinburgh particularly, are quite specific that they will consider you for the year that you're qualified to enter. So if you're qualified to enter into second year, they will only consider you for second year. Because if you apply for first year, in a way you've got a year's advantage. You've got an advantage of a foundation course. So I'm just flicking these flies. I've got this yellow top on and it attracts these little black flies, sorry. So yeah, if you're qualified to go into second year, so if you're on a foundation course or if you're doing an HNC, you're actually qualified for entrance into second year. So at Edinburgh, they would be expecting you to apply into second year. The other colleges I don't think are quite so strict about this, but you need to do your research. So if you are on an HNC already and you're going into an HND, you'll actually be qualified to go into third year. And this can be a downfall. I've seen this student after student who I work with. They kind of come to me November, December time, the year of applying, they're applying to UCAS and they're not applying necessarily into the correct year, but actually it's actually much more competitive, in my opinion, to be doing an HND and then applying into third year, because the places aren't necessarily available in third year. And yeah, I'm afraid I do see quite a lot of disappointed students who have done an HND hoping to then just leapfrog into a degree, and it's not happening. Okay, so do plan ahead and think about what your ultimate kind of goal is by going to further education. And if you're at all unsure, and if you want to talk to me about it, then please let me know. I'm just going to turn around because the light's that's better. Please let me know, because I can help you to think about what's the best thing for you, what's the best course for you, and the best plan of action long term to get you into the degree if that's what you're wanting to do. Okay, so please have a look at the further education courses if you're unsure whether you're going to get the grades that you're hoping for. And I say, if you've got any questions, there's a message box below. You can always message me in the comments, you can send me a private message on Facebook, or you can email me or phone me. I'm here, I'm slightly on reduced hours, but leave me a message if I don't answer, and I can get back to you and help you sort of navigate what's happening over the summer. If you are expecting results next week, good luck. I really hope you get what you want, and you get the places and the offers that you want, and you're off flying high on your creative dreams. If you don't get the results you want, I say get in touch and I can see if I can help you in any way. Okay, hope you're enjoying the summer holidays. Those of you who just started the summer holidays in England, have a fab time. Those of you in Scotland,